The story of the Al Maktoum family doesn't begin with oil, luxury, or skyscrapers. It begins in the vast silence of the Arabian desert, an unforgiving land where survival itself was a challenge. Yet from that very desert rose a dynasty that would one day reshape the global economy, redefine modern luxury, and build one of the most futuristic cities the world has ever seen. This is the extraordinary journey of how the Al Maktoum family became one of the richest dynasties on Earth. Our story starts in the early 1800s, when the Bani Yash tribe was expanding across the region. A small branch of this tribe, led by Maktoum bin Beauty, arrived at a small coastal settlement in 1833. This place was not the Dubai we know today. There were no high-rise towers, no gold markets, no billion-dollar airports. There was only a creek, a few boats, and a vision. But Sheikh Maktoum bin Beauty saw potential in this quiet piece of land. He declared it the new home for his people and set the foundation for the Al Maktoum dynasty. In those early days, Dubai depended on pearl diving and maritime trade. The world was changing fast, and Dubai had nothing compared to major trading ports like Muscat or Basra. But the Al Maktoum leaders had something far more powerful than resources. They had strategy. They realized that the only way to grow was to become a magnet for traders. So they took a bold step. They removed taxes on merchants who came to Dubai. At that time, this decision was revolutionary. Traders from Persia, India, and East Africa started arriving because Dubai was the cheapest and easiest place to do business. Slowly, the population grew, money started flowing, and Dubai became a rising commercial hub long before oil was ever discovered. But the real transformation began in the 20th century. In 1958, a visionary leader took power, Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum. He looked at Dubai and realized something extraordinary. If Dubai wanted to survive in the future, it couldn't depend on pearling or traditional trade forever. The world economy was evolving. So Sheikh Rashid made decisions that were decades ahead of their time. He built ports when there were barely ships. He built airports when there were barely planes. He expanded the creek when there was no money. People thought he was dreaming too big. But Sheikh Rashid wasn't building for that moment. He was building for a future that nobody else could see. Then came the moment that changed everything, the discovery of oil. Dubai found oil in 1966, but compared to Abu Dhabi, its reserves were small. And this became the greatest blessing in disguise. Because Sheikh Rashid understood that Dubai had to use its limited oil not to survive, but to transform. So instead of wasting the money, he poured it into massive infrastructure, roads, schools, hospitals, ports, and airports. Every dollar of oil revenue became a seed for new industries. When Sheikh Rashid passed, his son Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum took the vision to an even higher level. Sheikh Mohammed believed that Dubai could become the capital of the future. He pushed for impossible ideas, man-made islands, seven-star hotels, the world's tallest building, the world's busiest airport, a global airline, technology hubs, and an economy based on tourism, finance, and innovation. People laughed at these plans. They said the desert was too hot, the population too small, the resources too limited. But Sheikh Mohammed didn't just build a city, he built a brand. Dubai became a symbol of luxury, opportunity, and ambition. Within a few decades, the desert transformed into a world center for business and tourism. The family also maintained global influence by balancing tradition with modernity. They invest in education, technology, space missions, renewable energy, and sustainability. Dubai's economy today is mostly non-oil, one of the most diverse in the Middle East. The dynasty continues expanding into artificial intelligence, robotics, green energy, global logistics, and smart governance. In short, they built a kingdom whose wealth doesn't depend on oil. It depends on ideas, investment, and innovation. So how did the Al Maktoum family become one of the richest dynasties on Earth? The answer is simple but powerful. Visionary leadership, bold decisions, diversification, global influence, and the courage to dream bigger than anyone thought possible. From a small tribal settlement in the desert to one of the most futuristic cities in the world, their journey is a reminder that real wealth isn't created by resources alone. It's created by imagination, strategy, and determination. And that is how the Al Maktoum dynasty transformed Dubai into an empire of opportunity, built a global brand of luxury and innovation, and became one of the wealthiest and most influential families on the planet.